Hey there, welcome back. I'm so sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video. I don't know why I keep on being surprised by the unsurprising fact that May never turns out to be a great month for me. Um, I don't know, it's just been that way for a couple of years where May just seems to be, May starts out really great and I'm always in high spirits. And by the time we approach the middle of May, I lose motivation and I almost always have flares, small flares in the month of May. I don't, it's, which is kind of a weird coincidence because May is always the anniversary of when I was diagnosed with lupus a couple of years ago, 14 years ago to be exact. So I don't know, it's a weird coincidence. I always get flares in the month of May. By the middle of May, I'm not motivated to do anything and I just spend the time resting. So it wasn't just about me losing my sojo. I was just not feeling great all around. So physically, mentally. But I'm getting my groove back and I did do a little bit of sewing in the month of May, but I only accomplished half of everything that I said I was going to do in my May sewing plans, even though I didn't even have ambitious plans for May. I really didn't get much done. And I'm not necessarily beating myself over it. Initially, I felt a bit guilty because I started this channel and I want to be as consistent as possible. And I think have set like a realistic posting schedule for myself of just about three videos a month, but I was only able to, I think, post maybe one or two. I think one major one last month. So I felt a little bit guilty about not achieving my goals, but I think towards the end I just realized I needed to just be kind to myself, and this is a hobby for me and I want my YouTube to reflect that. I don't want my YouTube to be something that's forced. So I'm going to try and be consistent, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm just not going to beat myself over it and go with the flow. This has been a long-winded intro, but welcome back to my channel. My name is Muyo, and this is my channel Afrohemian, where I share my creative side. Right now, focused on sewing. Other things might come in, my other crafts and other interests might come in later on, but for now, we're focused was mainly on my sewing. So yes, this is going to be a catch-up video. I've been seeing this what's sewing on and I really like the concept. So it's there's going to be a mix of everything. So I'm going to share what I ended up making in the month of May, my fabric purchases, and also some loose plans that I have for the month of June. I'm going to start off with what I actually made in May. Um, First one, which you have already seen because I made a video on it, is my Lupus Day awareness. So wear purple for lupus awareness outfit, which was a jumpsuit, and I actually really love the way this jumpsuit turned out. It was a really quick sew, relatively. I think I made this in a day, and I will probably make one again, but not anytime soon. It's just a casual jumpsuit one could throw on. I've only worn it that once, but I'll definitely be wearing it again this summer. And I have a feeling it's going to become my airport outfit because it's that comfortable. Um, yeah, nothing much to say about that. You've seen it already. I'm not going to spend so much on the details. I would put up pictures of the things I've made so that you could also see what it looks like on me, since I'm just showing you, crumpled up in my hand. Um, Now, after I made that, like I said, in the beginning of May, I was feeling really good. And now, growing up, I've always loved wearing fitted clothes. Even though I've always been on the chubby side, I've loved my body and I've loved the way my body looked in, fitted clothes. But for a couple of years, I've been wearing more loose fitting clothes. That's what made me feel comfortable. But I think I'm finding my love for wearing fitted, bodycon dresses again. I don't know if you remember the time when bodycon dresses had a chokehold on everyone. Anyway, so I'm getting into my dress era and I'm also embracing wearing sleeveless dresses as well. So it's almost like I'm finding my love for a style that I used to have, but um have not necessarily gravitated towards in the past couple of years. I'm gravitating towards it again. So I had this jersey fabric, and my apologies, this just came out of the wash, so it's quite crinkled and it's actually inside out. Let me try and turn that around now. So apologies for the crinkles, but I've been wanting to. I also mentioned that I wanted to practice sewing with jersey more and stretchy fabrics more, because I'm more adept with using or with sewing woven fabrics. So I had this viscose jersey. It's a very lightweight viscose jersey. I think it's about 150 or 120 grams per square meter. So I had about 1 meter of that, and I decided to just sew a simple tank, like long tank style dress, and it actually turned out really good. I loved the way it looked on me, although yes, the fabric is lightweight and this is just something I could wear indoors because it clings to every single lump and bump, but I loved how I felt in it, and I was motivated to make more because I want to have dresses like this that I can actually just wear indoors, or because I also work from home, so my work from home during summer outfits should be this rather than old t-shirts, old worn out t-shirts, because when you're at home and you dress up, it kind of makes you feel good as well. So I loved wearing this, and I liked the making. It was super fast to make as well, and of course I haven't hemmed it yet. I just serged the bottom of it, so it's not necessarily well finished or anything, so this is just something to wear to lounge at home. But then I decided to go ahead and make it again. This time I made it in this it's a stretchy jersey fabric. I guess I really don't know what the fabric is made of, so I bought this as remnant fabric from the store close to my house. That's Hebel de Hout. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've been practicing my Dutch, so forgive me if I've butchered that. But anyway, I got this fabric from there. It has a very light suede texture, and of course it's leopard print, which is one of my neutrals. So I made so it's the same style, but this time this is full length, and then it has a really high slit down the side. I love the way it made me feel. I wore it to the office as well, and I felt really good in it that day. I also put in a zipper in the back, just so that I can get it to fit as closely as possible, because it has stretch, but it's a stable knit, so it's not like extremely stretchy. There is a zipping. I put in a zipper, and I really love the way it looks on me, and I wanted to make more. And after I made this, I was really excited. I went into my wardrobe. I picked out some other stretchy fabrics I had to make more of this, yeah, that's when things went downhill. I wasn't really feeling it, and so as part of my May plans as well, I wanted to make a jacket. Just to cross that off my Make 9 list, and I actually really want to get into making lightweight jackets that I could wear in the summer, and I picked out this corduroy that I was going to use. So I drafted it out. I made a towel for that. I drafted it, and then I started to make the making process, and I'm actually halfway done, but it's unfinished, and I lost motivation. Not just to make that jacket, but to make anything at all. And then of course I had a flare, and things went downhill from there. That unfinished project. I also have one more unfinished project. So like I said, I picked out some stretchy fabrics in my wardrobe to make more fitted dresses that I could wear, and I have one that I cut, and it was on my cutting table for the past 2-3 weeks. So it was cut out, and it's just about 4 pieces because it's sleeveless, so it's just about 4 pattern pieces, but I did not have any motivation to put it together, but I've started working on that already, but it's also unfinished. So I have 2 unfinished projects, which is very unlike me, because most times when I start, I don't start projects until I finish the previous one. That's just the way I work. But now I have 2 unfinished projects, and so it's kind of, for me right now, it feels like a mental block, and I can't start something new until I finish what I have. So I'm going to spend some time this week to finish up those projects, so that I can pick up new exciting things that I can finish. Now, in the beginning part of May, when I was feeling good, I also did make some fabric purchases that where that wasn't planned, but I ended up loving. And I think it also kind of taught me that sewing for me is a hobby. It's fun. It's something I do to be creative. It's also an outlet for me. And I think and this is not to put anybody down or to say what anyone else is doing is wrong. This is just what I've noticed for me and my craft. Um, Putting restrictions on myself, things like, oh, I don't want to spend on this, or I shouldn't spend on that. I think I'm pretty reasonable with money and the way I spend. I don't have like a spending problem, but I love to buy fabrics. And do I have a little bit more fabrics than an average person would have? Yes, but I do use the fabrics that I buy. I don't just buy and hoard. And if I see fabrics that I love, I want to be able to buy without feeling guilty or without putting pressure on myself. So I went to this store to actually buy buyer's tape to finish up. I think it was actually this project actually, and at the store next door to my house. And she always has the most beautiful, unique fabrics. And I was in the store that day. I had picked up the buyers, and I spotted some of these fabrics in the corner of my eye, and I just had to. I just had to have them, and they actually did make me really happy. I'm so happy with them. There's some of them that I definitely going to be making this year, this summer, and the others I'll keep in my stash for whenever I find or come up with or have inspiration to make an outfit that I would love. I don't think there's anything wrong with buying and keeping fabric, but if you do have a spending problem, then definitely that's something to watch out for. But for me, I have come to realize that it doesn't it rather than making me excited for my craft, it kind of puts a restriction on. It makes me feel kind of restricted in a way. However, that doesn't mean that I am not accountable. I do have a system for documenting my fabric, so I keep track of what it is I have, and that way I am not buying fabrics that I don't need. So I am accountable in that sense, but I also give myself the freedom to buy things that I find beautiful. Anyways, that's again going on on a trajectory that I didn't need to go on. So to the fabrics that I bought, the first one here, and I will try to put close-up videos, is a chiffon. Oh no, sorry, it's not a chiffon. It's actually a viscose, and it's in this beautiful print. I love the colors. There's something about I like rich colors, but I also like rich pastels, and this for me is like a rich pastel, so it's not very pale, but it's not very saturated as well. But it's also colorful, so I really loved the way it feels. I don't know what I'm going to make with this yet. I feel like this is something that's going to be in my stash for quite some time, because I'm going to find a very nice outfit, or that I'm going to make this out of. So this is one that would definitely be in my stash for a while, but I loved it. I really, really love it. And for most of what I got is minimum of 3 meters. There's some fabrics that they were the last fabric left on the boat, so I just took everything, which was a little over 3 meters. But for everything I got is a minimum of 3 meters. The other one I got is this one as well, which is kind of similar in terms of like the color story. But I really love it. It's a cotton, and it has gold thread running through it. I love the motif. I think it's really, really pretty. I don't have any plans for this one yet as well, but I think this is something I'm going to make up definitely in this summer. But once the inspiration hits, I would make something out of that. Again, this is a little bit over 3 meters because it was the last fabric on the boat. Then I got this viscose, and I love the pattern because it reminds me of Ankara fabric. That's wax print or African wax print. And the fan, I love the blue. Blue is not necessarily a color I gravitate towards, but I loved this particular tone of blue. There was another colorway of this fabric in the store. It was more of like a brown instead of blue. It was like a brown nude background. but this is the one I ended up going with, and I really really like it. This is another one that I think I'm definitely going to make up in this summer. It's not one that would live in my stash for a long time, but I love the way it feels. It's really soft, and I love the pattern, and I think it will make a really really good dress. Since I'm now in my dress era, I'm it's definitely going to most likely be a very nice, floaty, beautiful dress. But that's 3 meters. Then this one I actually got. I've gotten this fabric before. I got some meters of this fabric last year as part of the fabrics I wanted to. I was thinking I was as part of the fabrics I was contemplating making up for my birthday. I actually made a dress out of it, which was a very pretty dress. I'll put a picture of it. I'll put a picture of it up. I posted it on my Instagram earlier in the year when I made the dress. But I'm not crazy about the dress. Like, it's a nice dress, it fits well, but I'm not crazy about it. And when I went into the store, this was the remnant on the bolt, and I'm like, this is my sign. I need to have this fabric because this was one of my first attempts at sewing jersey, and it was a delight to work with. It's stable, it has the right amount of stretch, it's very easy to handle, and I like it's black and gold, and yeah, I needed to have it, so I took the last fabric on board, which is just a little over 3 meters as well, and this one is going to stay in my stash because I don't want to sew it up quickly unless I am confident about what it is I want to make with it, so that I don't make the mistake I made when I bought it earlier. So that's this fabric. And finally, this is a fabric that is not necessarily something that I would gravitate towards. I love embroidered fabrics, don't get me wrong. I like lacy fabrics, but specific kinds of lace. But embroidered fabrics like this is not necessarily something I gravitate towards, even though they are fabrics that I admire. And I saw this in the store. There were a few embroidered fabrics. There were white embroidered fabrics, then black with black embroidery. But then I saw this one with white embroidery. And there's something, I don't like whites. I don't know why, but white is not one of my favorite colors. I don't think I have any white fabrics. But I love black and white. The combination of black and white is very beautiful to me. But white on its own, I can't stand. But black on its own, or a combination of black and white, beautiful. And I saw this black, I think it's a cotton gauze fabric with this white embroidery on it, and it's so pretty. I'm also not a very floral person. I think I mentioned it when I was making my lupus awareness dress, outfit rather. And but I love I love abstract florals, if that makes sense. So this kind of, to me, is an abstract floral, and I love the way it looks, and I love the way it feels. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, and I'm not rushing to make anything with it because it's something that I'm happy to have in my stash. So now we go to plans for June. And like I mentioned, I'm not trying to be ambitious and I'm not going to leave myself a ton of things to do. But there are a few things that I'm really excited to get done because I think they will be great additions to my wardrobe. So the first thing is the dresses. So like I mentioned, I already started. I already have two that I have one done and one in progress, but I would like to have maybe one or two more, fitted stretchy dresses that I can wear during the summer. And I mentioned that I've gone into my wardrobe and picked out some fabrics already. So I want to have a good mix of home clothes and outside clothes. And so now I have one home dress, two outside dresses. So I want to have one more outside dress, at least in the similar style, and one more dress that I can wear indoors as loungewear. So I would start with the loungewear fabric first. So it's the same viscose jersey, but this time it's in blue. And like I mentioned, it's really, really lightweight. And I actually have a lot of this. To be honest, I'm going to probably just use, because that took less than a meter and I want to make the dress full length. So I'll probably use maybe 1.5 meters of fabric, and I'll still have a lot left over that I can just keep put back in my stash for whenever. And I intend to use the remainder of this fabric for toiles, for like jersey toiles. Um, but at least I would make one or two house dresses or loungewear dresses out of this. That's the plan for this one. And then I have this beauty. It's a cotton stretchy cotton fabric in this beautiful leopard print, where it's a taupe nude leopard, and I really like this fabric. It's quite the stretch is quite significant, so I'm not sure if I'm going to add a zip into this, or if it's just going to be something I pull over my head. We'll see. I'm going to have to test out what the stretch ratio factor and all of that jazz is. I'm still learning the correct terms, but I would have to check what the stretch ratio is, and then based on that, decide if I want to put in a zip to make it easier, or if I'm just going to pull it over my head. But I'm really excited, and I actually have a specific style in mind for this, and I'm going to put a picture up so you can see what I'm thinking of. But I think it's going to look really good, and it's going to work really well with this fabric. I might have some fabric left over, because again, this is most times when I buy fabrics, because I don't necessarily buy fabrics for specific projects. I don't always buy fabrics for specific projects. I buy minimum of 3 meters. If I know that it is a fabric that I'm going to possibly make a jumpsuit out of, I would buy 4 meters, just so that I know that I have enough. So I think I have about 3 meters of this, and from all my measurements so far and from all my practice so far, I can tell that to make a full length dress, I don't need more than 2 meters. So I will probably have some leftover from this. I'll just keep it in my stash. Whatever I have left over, I usually just keep in my stash, and I use it for future projects. So it could end up being a skirt one day or a top, who knows. But at least I'm going to make a dress out of this. So that's plan one. So the dresses, the sleeveless dresses. Like I mentioned, I want to make more loungewear outfits, because I'm going to be working from home a lot this summer, and I want to be comfortable and I want to feel good while I'm working from home. So I'm picking one of my Adire fabrics. So this is one of the fabrics I brought back from my trip to Nigeria, and I'm just going to make a simple shift dress, to be honest. This is 6 yards of fabric, which is about 5.5 meters, or about 5 meters thereabout. So I can actually make more than one dress out of this. This could possibly make, if I'm making, I can make one long dress and one short dress out of this, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this. Just something I can wear around the house. That's plan two. And plan three is bottoms. So I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I am not a jeans girl. I don't love myself in jeans. It's so restrictive. It's not always comfortable. I don't get the perfect fit. I plan to make jeans for myself sometime, but I'm not crazy enough about jeans to make jeans. Maybe when it gets a bit cooler and the autumn winter season comes around, I would buy some thicker denim and make a pair of jeans. But for the summer, when I want to go into the office, I like wearing just plain old trousers, white leg trousers. And I made a black pair that I have worn to death, and I made it out of a polyester fabric, because I was just testing out the pattern and seeing the fit, and it worked out really beautifully, and I've been wearing it for, I think, more than a year now. So I want to so I'm going to draft the pattern, perfect it, and I want to make linen wide leg trousers, linen pleated wide leg trousers that I can wear to the office. Um, and I have actually purchased the fabric, but they have not arrived yet. If they had, I would have showed that as part of my haul. But I will do another video showing fabrics, because I bought, I didn't just buy the linen. I also bought a few other fabrics as well that I would love to show you. And it's one of the things that kind of rekindled my sojo, because I'm excited about the new fabrics that are coming in and what I actually do plan to use them for. So that's the other plan. So once those fabrics come in, I'll show you what they look like. But I do plan to make pleated linen trousers. And this is the remnant of the black polyester fabric I made the wide leg pleated trousers out of. And I want to actually make pleated shorts, or like a, yeah, I want to make a pair of shorts with this. So I think it will work really well in summer. So I want to at least make a few bottoms, because that's actually quite missing from my wardrobe, because it's easy for me to pair my pleated trousers with the tops I have, even the tops I made from my travel collection. They work really well with wide leg pleated trousers, not necessarily with jeans. So, and I think they would look really good on a pair of shorts as well. And I can wear shorts with a really smart top to the office. So I want to make shorts, and if I have anything left of the linen fabrics, I will definitely make shorts of those as well. And I think I have one or two linen viscose. So I'm not a big fan of linen because it creases, and I'm a wash and go kind of girl. I don't like to iron. The only time I iron is when I'm sewing. Beyond that, if I'll throw it into the washer, goes into the dryer, it comes out, it goes into my wardrobe, and it goes on my body. I don't like to iron. It's just too much of a force. So because of that, I never really like linen as a fabric. I prefer cotton over linen. But the linen viscose blends are actually really nice, and they don't crease as much, because I have about two or three of them in my collection, and those work really well for wash and go, styles. So the fabrics I actually got are linen viscose blends. Once I make those two linen pants, if everything turns out as I have planned, I would probably go into my stash and pick out the other linen fabrics I have and make a few more, just so that I know that from a bottom perspective in my wardrobe, I'm covered. So I'll make trousers and shorts. So that's the loose plan I have for myself in the month of June. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. Just trying to make some basics and things that I know that I would wear and rewear. And yeah, that's it. Is there anything else going on in the month of June? No, so I don't necessarily have any special occasions for June. I will try and film maybe one or two of my projects this month. I'm not making any promises. I'll try my best. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for sticking around and for bearing with me through this rambly video. I hope I didn't annoy you too much with my rambling on and on. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one pretty soon. Bye.